Welcome to a series of videos on Swedish pronunciation based on the book From English to Swedish 1, a basic Swedish textbook for English-speaking students.
Welcome to our second video on Swedish pronunciation. This time we are going to cover the Swedish vowels. There are 9 vowels in Swedish, and they are divided up in hard vowels and soft vowels. Hard doesn't mean that they are harder to say, it just means that you form them further back in your mouth, the soft vowels further to the front. All of the 9 vowels can have 2 pronunciations, a long and a short. They are generally long when they are followed by 1 consonant in a word, and short when they are followed by 2 or more consonants. If they appear as the last letter in a word, that is, followed by no consonants, then they are most often short. Only if they have the stress, they will be long. Some of the vowels also have an open and a closed pronunciation. There's really no rule for when they are open or closed, so you'll simply have to learn how to say each word. To illustrate the pronunciation of vowels, we have picked 3 sample words for each vowel sound. I'm going to read these words to you slowly, and I'm going to read each word twice so that you can repeat after me and then check again that what you said was correct. I'm not going to give you the translation of the words. We have tried to pick words that are similar between Swedish and English. You'll guess most of them, and what you can't guess, you'll find the translation in our book. The vowel pronunciation starts on page 14. Now, I'm going to hold up the mirror next to my face again, like that, so that you can see my lips both from the front and from the side. And now, please repeat after me as clearly as you can. We'll start with the A, and it has a short, open pronunciation, A, and here are the sample words. En arm, en arm, en hand, en hand, en katt, en katt. But the A also has a long, closed pronunciation, A. Ett glas, ett glas, ett par, ett par, en tomat, en tomat. Now comes the O, which is probably the most difficult vowel since it has 4 different pronunciations. It's a short, open pronunciation, O. En boll, en boll, en doktor, en doktor, en klocka, en klocka. Then comes the short, closed pronunciation, O. Ett kilo, ett kilo. En orm, en orm, en ost, En ost. Now comes the long open pronunciation å. En atom. En atom. Kol. Kol. En son. En son. And then comes the long closed pronunciation. En fot. En fot. En ko. En ko. En ros. En ros. Now comes the vowel u, which has a short open pronunciation u. En buss. En buss. En hund. En hund. En kung. En kung. Then comes the long closed pronunciation of the u. U. When you say the u, make sure the tip of your tongue touches the backside of your lower teeth. U. That is the difference to the long closed o, where the tongue is held further back. Do like this for a while. Say o, u, o, u, o, u, and feel that there is nothing that you change in your mouth except the position of the tongue. Push it forward to the teeth to make the u and pull it back to make the o. Okay? Ett hus. Ett hus. En mus. En mus. En skruv. En skruv. Now comes the vowel O, the A with a ring over it. And it has a short pronunciation O, which is exactly the same as the short open O. En råtta. En råtta. En tång. En tång. En åtta. En åtta. And the O has a long pronunciation, which is exactly like the long open O. En båt. En båt. Ett hår. Ett hår. En tå. En tå. Now we'll continue with the soft vowels. The first one is the E, which has a short pronunciation E. En penna. En penna. En rektor. En rektor. En vecka. En vecka. But the E also has a long pronunciation. E. Ett café. Ett Café. That's an example of a word that has the stress on the last syllable and ends in a vowel, so the vowel is long. Ett ben. Ett ben. En TV. En TV. Now comes the vowel I, which can be short. I. Ett finger. Ett finger. En fisk. En fisk. En ring. En ring. But the I can also be long. I. En bil. En bil. Ett kilo. Ett kilo. En kniv. En kniv. Time to turn the page to page 16. Now comes the Y. That's also an odd vowel sound for an Englishman to say. The tip of your tongue touches the backside of your lower teeth. So for the Y and for the U, the tongue has the same position. Try to switch between them to feel where the difference is. If you say I, U, I, U, I, U, you'll notice that the only difference is in the lips. Otherwise, everything is the same. Now, let's take the short Y. Y. En cykel. En cykel. En kyrka. En kyrka. En syster. En syster. And then there is a long Y. Ett flygplan. Ett flygplan. En fyra. En fyra. En kostym. En kostym. Now comes the ä, which can be short. En häst. En häst. Ett ägg. Ett ägg. Ett äpple. Ett äpple. But the ä can also be long. Ä. En näsa. En näsa. Ett svärd. Ett svärd. Ett träd. Ett träd. And finally comes the vowel Ö, which has three pronunciations. The short, open pronunciation, Ö. En dörr. En dörr. Ett fönster. Ett fönster. Fötter. Fötter. Then comes the long open Ö. En björn. En björn. Smör. Smör. Ett öra. Ett öra. And finally the long closed pronunciation of the Ö, which is Ö. There is not very much difference between the open and the closed. Can you hear the difference between the Ö and the Ö? Ö, 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 Ö. Okay. Ett bröd. Ett bröd. Ett löv. Ett löv. Och ett öga. Ett öga. So, those were all the Swedish vowels and all the pronunciations of the vowels. You may have to watch this video twice or so to get it right. In the next video, we'll go on with the consonants, and they will be easier. Okay.